Now it's time for today's Perspective guest on the programme. And the singer and poet Jim Morrison, the filmmaker Wim Wenders, the photographers Robert Frank, Matt Black and Alex Soth. They have something in common. They are all people that my guest today highlights as his influences as he's passed through 20 years now as a professional photographer. The work of Nicola Vigilanti, focusing very much on human beings and social and cultural phenomena, based in Lyon in central southern France. His latest project took him to the USA to try to kind of scratch the surface of its image as a land of opportunity. The project Grainy America, already an exhibition, now a book as well, with text in English and in French as well. Thanks very much for coming.
Thank you for
talking to us. I picked out a couple of the pictures to have a look at. The first one is sort of one of the main photos, if you like, in the exhibition, of a man, if you can read this on the front of his T-shirt, "If you're standing too close." Tell us about the picture.
Yeah, sure. First of all, this project is about the is a project about the it's a research on the vestige of the American dreams. So for some did apply, for some others less. This T-shirt, when I saw this American Indian with this T-shirt, was quite amazing because in a way it was very friendly, but this T-shirt was quite pushing me back. It was very interesting. This guy was in the Monument Valley in the Utah. The approach was quite easy, but somehow I couldn't really get a conversation with him, but he was pointing his finger on myself just to play, so it was quite interesting situation.
Yeah, he looks a little bit agitated, doesn't he? There's another one I picked out. This is of a young black woman you took this picture in 2018, next to the front page of the New York Post, with a very poignant headline we can see here.
This picture, I took this picture in 2018 in New York and in Harlem. Was the year of the when Aretha Franklin passed away. So I was attracted as soon as I get into this bar by the similitude of the newspaper picture of Aretha Franklin and the cashier walking there. I took the camera and I just shot this picture. Was just splendid.
So not framed.
The frame was natural. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll keep looking at some of the other pictures while we talk a little bit more generally about the exhibition. Grainy America, you called it. Why grainy?
My tool is film photography, so I use analogic cameras. And the Grainy America has a double meaning. The first meaning comes from the technical aspect of my pictures, which are grainy with a lot of contrast. And the second meaning is the lack of voluntary on my side to define America. It would be too ambitious, quite impossible. So this grainy comes from the grain of the film and the grainy aspect of America. So this impossibility to define such a country. So I like the title, was short. And
No, it's nice. I mean, the images that we're seeing, sort of, the US thought of as that land of opportunity. But having taken these pictures and been there and going for that tour around, do you think that does the US still stand up to that correct image or not?
I'm not sure. Again, it was a research of iconic origins of the pop-up culture, the American pop-up culture, which I really liked. I started to take pictures just for myself, and the project defined itself on the way. I drove for 6,000 kilometers, so from coast to coast. Was quite outstanding to see how many signs of this American dream, which at some points is less defined, is grainy.
Yeah, it's perfectly put. So, I mean, you've turned it into an exhibition, it's now become a book as well.
Yes, indeed.
Well, what's the sort of, when you get get it all come together, if you like, what's the sense of, is there a bit of a sense of relief when it all works out at the end?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Actually, it was also quite interesting because I didn't plan neither the exhibition or the book. It comes quite natural. So the book is now made of more than 200 pages, more than 150 images, which is quite incredible for me to have this collection of photos. It was very tough to put the editing together, but I'm very satisfied about that.
Good to see, good to see. We've had a little look through some of your other work as well, because you, as I said at the top, you've been working for 20 years.
Yes.
Your third book, this was photos that you took during the pandemic. Tell us about this. What was the idea behind this? I mean, presumably it was very difficult to do much else during the pandemic.
It was very difficult, yeah. Emotionally speaking, it was very difficult because, I mean, we were not prepared. None of us was prepared to such a period. And myself, as a photographer, I didn't want to stay home and just look at that. I found a way to produce a documentary at the hospitals in Lyon. So I was allowed to go every day to the hospital and to basically make a reportage about the people who were working against the pandemic. They were struggling. The only communication they could have was through eyes. So I tried to capture as much as I could this communication among medical staff. I have a relationship with this kind of pictures because I already work with Doctors Without Borders, so I was used to work.
I mean, they're beautiful pictures. It's kind of one of those times, you know, during our lifetimes, I suppose, that a lot of people want to forget, but to have it documented is important at the same time.
Yeah. Myself, as a first, I would like to forget all this, but it's a historical document now. On a way, I mean, it's something which we want to forget, something also that we need to keep in mind to avoid such situations again.
You mentioned that you work with MSF. I mean, there are other international and humanitarian projects as well that you've done. Tell us about some of these pictures here.
Oh, I'm really touched by those people to see again these pictures. I mean, piece of art belongs to this organization.
Where were these taken?
This one was taken in Haiti after the earthquake. Those pictures it took me a while to start to take photos. I spent like probably 10 days without shooting, just trying to understand what's going on in this place. There were people, they were just struggling everywhere. So it took me time. I need to make myself familiar to these people. I was living in the hospital, so I wasn't going out, also for protocol reasons. And I was working for Doctors Without Borders. So I got 2 missions with them. One was in Haiti, another one was in Ivory Coast. So I saw the pictures going through.
Some from the Ivory Coast too. And what are you looking for when you take a picture? Because a lot of them are focused on individuals, aren't they, or scenes that you
Most of the time is I try to find a way, which is quite difficult, to see what the soul of people is, what they think, what their tension, especially in those cases. And I was amazed by the time, even if for a few seconds, they were allowing me to be with them and to do these photos. It's like they understood the importance of communication, of photography, which is quite relevant for me.
Well, great to see your pictures. Thanks very much for bringing them in for us today and showing them to us here on France 24. Nicola Vigilanti taking those pictures, particularly that Grainy America that we talked about at the beginning. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much.